Peter's Box. Life is for the living.
Hello and welcome to Peter's Box. Today I'm here with an interesting personality. He goes by the name Ghana Man, and today I'm here to find what is so Ghanaian about him. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this interview. Hello Ghana Man.
Hello, my Ghanaian brother.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very great. Nice meeting you. How are you doing too?
I'm also fine.
That's great.
Finally we get to meet.
Sure.
Great. The first question on my mind is, why the name Ghana Man?
Well, the name Ghana Man came as you can see yourself. I'm crowded. The only man who dresses in red, gold, and green with the black embodied in the gold. I'm the only person that dresses like this, and then I go campaigning for the essence of patriotism. Actually, people gave me the name Ghana Man. I started by calling myself Boss Sikaman, and people looking at the way I dress, they decided to give me the name Ghana Man.
What names did your parents give you when you were born?
Okay, I've kept that name in the box for some time now, but since you are asking, I can't deny you of it. My real name is Yao Nelson Abitty Abiti. Yao Nelson Abiti. But somewhere along the line, when I was a Christian, I added Selassie to it, so it was Nelson Selassie Yao Abitty Abiti.
This concept of Ghana Man, were you raised with it or something you came up with?
Not at all. And do I have to say something that I came up with? I wasn't raised with it, but I had a dream about it. And so it all started by a dream. I got inspiration from a dream. Yeah.
What message are you trying to preach? Dressing? Is it that you want to be the next Kwame Nkrumah? Why this?
Well, thank you for this question. I don't want to be anybody than myself. I am Ghana Man with a message of patriotism. And so dressing like this is to draw the attention of fellow Ghanaians, one, to the country, and to the message of patriotism and the concept that I represent. Just like you are asking, why am I dressed this way? So I'm dressed this way so that people will ask, why are you dressed this way? Then I'll take the opportunity to educate them on the subject matter of patriotism and humanity.
Patriotism to you?
Simply, patriotism is love for one's country and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country. But I am broadening the subject matter of patriotism, and I am redefining patriotism to mean having the knowledge and practicing interdependency for sustainability of humanity. It goes beyond loving one's country. It's a universal language.
Interesting. Did you learn this from a book? You said you had it through a dream.
Yeah.
So what was the message of the dream? What happened?
In fact, on 3rd March 2015, that was when I had this in a vision. I slept and I saw the message of patriotism. I had no idea of patriotism. I saw it in a vision with the anthill concept, perennial concept, and the message was systematic universal patriotism centered on humanity. And so I saw this in a dream. And as I started working towards it, I get deeper understanding of the subject matter of patriotism. And so all that I've been doing myself is a feasibility study just to understand what I dreamt of basically 8 years ago, almost 8 years ago, when I had that vision.
Why is this message important? If you were to put it in a sentence, why should we listen to the message of patriotism?
I have come to realize that patriotism is everything. It is so much important because patriotism is the engine that propels nation building. It is the engine, not only nation building, but universal advancement. Because we all belong to one geographical settlement one way or the other. And the essence of patriotism is to energize us to take care of wherever we belong. So whilst Ghanaians are taking care of their geographical settlement, Togolese are doing the same, Nigerians are doing the same, Beninese are doing the same. What are we building? We are building the universe. Because as a Ghanaian, I can't go to Togo and be taking care of Togo. Our responsibility is to take care of where we are, our geographical settlement. Let others also do likewise. But with the mindset of humanity, because at any given point of time, we could migrate to the other end, they could also migrate from the other end to this place. And so when we make the place conducive and humane, wherever we find ourselves as human beings, we'll be happy and we'll enjoy life.
You mentioned the concept of patriotism comes with
Human.
is it anthill concept
yeah.
and perennial
concepts, yeah.
How do they work with
Thank you very much. In the vision I saw anthill. This is anthill. This is what I have in this plaque, anthills. And the concept behind this hill is unity, teamwork, and determination. We all know termites. Termites are little wingless insects. Very little. And they've been able to put themselves together and build magnificent hills beyond human imagination. And since I had that vision, I started studying them. My brother, when you visit any anthill site, a mature anthill contains termites, which population might even be more than Ghana, our population. Yes, but they all live in this hill peacefully. You won't see a single termite outside the hill. Termite. And so the whole idea is that three things propels them to be able to achieve the success of putting up this hill: unity, teamwork, and determination. And so if we embed these values together with the concept of patriotism, there's nothing that we say we'll do that we cannot do.
The way you are passionate about patriotism, it looks as if the ordinary Ghanaian is not patriotic enough.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is the case? Why do you think we are not patriots?
Well, it is because patriotism is not part of our culture. We are more tribalistic. We are more religious. We are more affiliated to certain concepts than patriotism. Patriotism has never been part of our upbringing. That is why. And once we don't have that knowledge of patriotism, it will be difficult for us to take the subject matter of patriotism seriously. And so I would not blame the masses for not having the idea of patriotism. And then the kind of education system that we've inherited from our colonial masters, patriotism is not so much part of it. And then even those who do political science, they are fortunate to learn about patriotism. But over the period, I've engaged people with such background, political science, that I could realize that even them, the kind of patriotism that they do is not deeper. And unfortunately, people try to define patriotism from the angle of those bad guys that have taken advantage of patriotism to work for their own selfish interests. So anytime people hear the subject matter of patriotism, they want to talk about Hitler and co. But patriotism has nothing to do with Hitler.
Don't you think naturally human beings are selfish? We want to take care of our own. We want to survive, as people usually say, survival of the fittest, and therefore we try and do everything in our means to survive.
That's very true. I will not dispute the fact that naturally human beings are selfish. I have a philosophy that I call the philosophy of the champion. And science has already explained to us how we were born through sexual intercourse, where sperm travel from the man to woman. And according to science, spermatozoids are as many, and they have to journey from the man to the woman. And I am saying, from my own perspective, that journey was done in a very selfish way, in the sense that this spermatozoid had no mind for themselves. So everybody was running to enter the oval, and the one that gets there first is closest, and the rest are at the back. So that's where we got our selfish nature from. So we got our selfish nature in the absence of the mind, because the mind was not in place. But once we developed, and now we develop brain, and the brain is for thinking, the brain is for good sense of reasoning. So this good sense of reasoning might move us from the selfish nature, and then from the selfish nature we came to self-preservation, because the first principle of life is self-preservation. So from the selfish nature we move to the self-preservation nature, and then we are supposed to be moving to the interdependent nature. That is where the mind has matured to understand that, look, I am because you are because I am. And until we get to that level, we will not get anywhere. So I am not better than you, you are not better than me. Nothing makes me better than you, and nothing makes you better than me. But collectively, we reason and we build a better universe for ourselves.
You sound like a very confident preacher man. Are you related to any religion, or is the message of patriotism? Did you learn from religions, or what?
Well, I have been religious all my life until 8 years ago when I said goodbye to religion. So, well, it's not surprising. I was an evangelist, though. I was a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. I was not just a mere church member. I was an evangelist who was so committed to preaching the gospel. So it's not surprise. I just doubled my strength now that I realized that this is really the truth. Initially, I used to sing this song, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. I was once lost and I'm found. I am really found now. I thought I was found then, but now that I realize, oh, okay, even then I was lost. Now I am found. So the energy to preach this message, it is because of how confident or how I am just so sure that that's the way. Humanity, patriotism is the only way.
So you don't believe in religion anymore?
I have nothing to do with religion. I don't affiliate myself with any religion, any political party. Even though I'm an Ewe, I don't affiliate myself with tribe, race. I'm a humanist. I'm a patriot and a humanist.
I understand you're a humanist, you're a patriot, but you can't take the other away from you, right?
I've been infected already with it and I have no choice, but I can take it away with me by just telling myself that I'm human. Being an Ewe doesn't make me more important than Ashanti or a Gan. These are just human philosophy. These are things that are fighting us, and we find it difficult to accept and do away with it. But I'm ready to do that because being an Ewe doesn't add anything to me. We are all human beings, and so by looking into my face, you can't tell if I'm an Ewe or not. It is only when you ask, where do you come from? So what is the essence? We are human beings. Let's relate to ourselves as human beings. To hell with our tribal differences, wherever we come from, doesn't matter. We sit in the same car. We travel on the same road. We wear the same dresses. This dress is not an Ewe or Gan. My dress is not an Ewe or Gan. We are human beings, and it is enough to see ourselves and relate to ourselves on a humanitarian ground than on tribal grounds, political grounds, ideological grounds, and all these things that is bringing confusion here and there.
Now, since you are no longer a Christian,
Yeah.
where do you get your morals from, or how do you relate with other people? Because if you are not a Christian, then this message of love, humanity that you are preaching, where did you get it from if it's not from God?
Morals comes from good sense of reasoning. That is the byproduct of the mind. The mind is there to give us morals. That is why we have mind. You see, that makes us humans. The only thing that separates us from animals is our high level of intelligence. But it's rather unfortunate we have many people in the system who are looking like humans, but excuse my words, they are animals. And for us to get to that state of humanity, we need a high sense of intelligence to separate us. And when you get there, you don't need religion to teach you morals. I know from my good sense of reasoning that for me to be safe, I need to keep you safe. When you are not safe, I am not safe. And this comes from good sense of reasoning, not from any religious material. But we've all been programmed for all these years that our source of morals is from religion, but it has nothing to do with religion. Our source of morals must come from good sense of reasoning. That's the byproduct of the mind.
Now, if you are claiming morals comes from reasoning, and you have two people, one person reasons and is doing bad, the other person reasons and is doing good, how then can you call what the bad person has done immoral? Because that person is also reasoning. So isn't our mind rather something that we shouldn't depend on?
Okay, that is why I said good sense of reasoning. What do I mean by good sense of reasoning? You see, a sense that protects everybody. If you think bad and you are doing bad, the thing that you are doing, if similar thing is being done to you, you will not be happy, then that's not good sense of reasoning. Okay, you think that, oh, okay, this is good for me, so you are doing it, but if similar thing is being done to you, then you'll be like, why are you treating me this way? But you are treating others similar. So it means that your sense of reasoning is not good. So we have good sense of reasoning and we have bad sense of reasoning. And I'm centering on good sense of reasoning that covers every aspect of the universe. To the extent that there's a saying that too much of everything is bad. Is that also? And people say water is life, but I say air is life because you cannot survive a second without air. So I say air is life. No matter how good air is, but good sense of reasoning tells us that we have to take everything moderately. moderately. And so good sense of thinking covers everything. Thinks about everything. Thinks about the universe, the plant, the environment, everything that we do. You have to think about the next person, because we are interdependent beings living on an interdependent universe. None of the fragments are superior than the other. We all depend on one another. So you can't reason without considering the next person. I think because it's my reasoning, so I do whatever I want to do. But yet still, when the same thing is being done to you, you are complaining. And so that is why we live in an environment where there is no sincerity. People treat human beings anyhow. You employ people, you treat them anyhow. But you have your children in the house that you treat them like kings and queens. Hey, quick, stop that. But when you are talking to the next person's child, you shout on them or treat them as if they are animals.
You mentioned that you left religion because at that time you were actually lost.
Yeah, I was lost.
After you came out, that you found yourself.
Yeah.
And you have been known to talk against or speak against religion as something that is problematic.
Yeah.
And you even mentioned once that when the mind is crowded with religious beliefs and practices, critical thinking is distorted.
Sure. That's one of my favorite quotes.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. When the mind is crowded with religious beliefs and practices, critical thinking is distorted. Religion is one of the concepts that affect the human mind. It limits the human mind. It poisons the mind of humans against one another. You see, it takes religion to turn a good person to a bad person. It takes only religion to do that. With or without religion, human beings are good or bad. But it takes only religion to turn a good person to a bad person. What do I mean by that? For instance, people normally quote Psalm 14 verse 1. Fools say there's no God. Fools say there's no God. Why should my fellow human being insult me, call me a fool, just because I've said there's no God? But when you try to return the same insult back to them, they feel offended. Why? It is only in the Bible where you find people say, okay, they are worldly people. Don't affiliate with worldly people. Who are worldly people? Your fellow human being that you do everything with. Without that person, you are nobody. But religion tells you that don't mingle with them. If you really want to please your maker, don't mingle with certain group of people. But in times of trials, in reality, when you are faced with difficulties, do you actually care what religion the other person belongs to? In reality, when you are faced with challenges, imagine you are involved in an accident and people are coming to rescue you. Do you ask the rescuers, which religion do you belong to before you rescue me? Do you ask that? Who asked that? We don't mind, because at that particular time, reality is working. You need to be saved. So why then must religion divide us? To the extent that you look at your fellow human being, and because he or she does not believe in what you believe in, you see him or her as an outcast.
But isn't religion supposed to be a personal belief and practice? If that's the case, why are you so bothered about something that is personal to people?
Well, people assume religion is personal, but it's not personal. We've all been misled. It is not that personal as people think. And the reason why I am concerned is that it affects everybody. It affects everybody. And for us to move forward, especially as Africans, if we don't talk about religion, I don't know what we want. And anybody who seeks the advancement of the human race, especially the unification of the human race, must see everything wrong with religion, because it is not as personal as people think, because it has influence in your personal life and in the life of that person. It controls your mind. It tells you what to do and what not to do. And at the end of the day, it takes your mind from earth to a fairy place that nobody has any evidence of it. And for all these centuries, we all know that earth belongs to us. This is our home. This is where we are supposed to feel comfortable. If you have any chilling, this is where you are supposed to chill. And a concept is telling you that, look, forget about this place. There's a better life somewhere. Man, religion is bad. Had it not been that, would have progressed and advanced. And so the countries that you see them advancing and making advancement in all sorts of things, it is because they have prioritized scientific knowledge over religious knowledge. And Africa is behind because we have prioritized religious knowledge over scientific knowledge.
Well, but you have scientists who are religious, right?
Yeah.
So if intelligent people like scientists
Yeah.
are still religious in one way and believe in a God, then religion is not that bad.
You see, it is funny anytime I hear some of this comment that scientists are religious. You see, religion itself is against critical thinking. Anytime you want to think beyond religion, for instance, let me come from the biblical perspective. It tells you that you are using a carnal mind. So how can a carnal mind still be religious? People just pretend. See, religion is one of the difficult things to attack in the human race. And so people, for them not to be attacked, for them to have their own peace of mind, after all, what can we do? We have seen that the thing is bad, but to be accepted, to avoid certain sleepless night, let me pretend to be with them. But the person is not with them. There's no scientist that is religious. But then they fear to be attacked. And so they have their own personal conclusions. But after all, now that I know that there's no heaven, there's nothing, let me be with them. What is wrong if I'm still with them and still doing my thing? And for them to see that we are still part of them. You get it? And so genuinely, no scientist is religious. They've all seen the truth. They are only there just to have their peace of mind. And so sometimes I also ask myself, why also not pretend? Because initially when you had this dream, you told people God has called you, and so you are doing the work of God. So all this attack, insult here and there, why not go with them and say, no, it must change. It takes critical thinkers to change the world. You get it? And for some of us who are very much aware that this world has no beginning, has no end, we are so much sure that deep in the future, a day is coming when religion will be wiped away. People think we are joking, but those who have read about the Stone Age era, that stood about 2-point-something millions of years ago. Let's project 2-point-something million years ahead of us. I say religion will gradually be wiped out. You and I will not be there, but some of us are so sure that religion, it will fade out.
It's interesting because you said when you initially had the vision and the urge to talk about this message, you started saying that we are doing the work of God.
Yeah.
But if you didn't believe anymore, why then were you referencing God? I don't know if you get the question. So
referencing God as to
yes, referencing God in your message because you left religion because you don't believe anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So it means that you don't believe in a God.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe in a God and now you're about to preach your message, you mentioned that initially you used to say that, oh, you are doing the work of God.
Yeah.
So when you say you are doing the work of God, isn't that supposed to tell you that there is something in you that leans towards the religious side?
Well, like I said, initially I was a believer, I was a Christian. And so that was the reason why. But the stage that I've gotten to now that I realized that it wasn't God, why do I have to tell the people that there's no God and it wasn't God that called me? It is because after you have revealed the truth to people, you see, 2018, I walked from Accra to Ho. Myself and my team, we spent 7 days on the way, walking in the rain, in the sun, talking to people. There is no single person that rejects this message of humanity and patriotism. But funny enough, majority of them think that this is the way, this is the message, but unless God comes in, the message is too good that we by ourselves cannot, unless God comes in. I said, no. There's no God. Tell the people the truth, there's no God. We must stand for ourselves. Others are doing it. It's not God that is doing it for them. They stood. When they discovered the power of the brain, they use it to build a system for themselves. And we are still where we are, really, God praying, God will do it every day. We are praying Saturday, Sunday, Friday. We are in our various religious centers calling on an imaginary image to come and do something for us. It doesn't work like that. Some of us must look boldly into the faces of our fellow humans and tell them the truth. We would have still pretend and say we are working for God, especially if you want to be rich. The best way if you want to be rich in Africa, attach everything to spirituality. 2 days you'll be rich. You know the kind of people I've lost just for saying there's no God or the vision, what I told you previously that God called me now. I've lost chunks of people. But I've come to realize that, look, the material things we are fighting over is unnecessary. We are not here to fight for material things. We are here to build future for posterity.
You say there is no God.
Yeah.
How sure are you? When you say there's no God, that's a very bold claim.
Yeah.
It's like you are actually attacking the existence of something. How do you prove that there's no God?
The best way to prove that there's no God is that it's only a dead person that cannot speak for himself. It's only a dead person that cannot speak for him or herself. That's the only proof. If God is there, I don't need my fellow human being to come and debate with me that there's no God. I said there's no God.
But people say they hear from God.
They don't hear. It's because, you see, that's what I keep saying, that especially in Africa, even globally, the cheapest knowledge being given to us on a silver platter is religious knowledge. The cheapest knowledge being given to us on a silver platter is religious knowledge. And so we have been fed with so much religious knowledge that we tend to interpret life from religious perspective. It's the mental programming, the way they program the mind. You see, that is why the Christians cannot have the Islamic vision, the Islam cannot have the Christian vision. What they program in your mind, that's what you dream about. Because visions and dreams are reflection of our minds. Whatever they program in the mind, that's what you dream about. So the way they paint angels in your mind, when you sleep and you dream and you say you have seen angels, it's the exact picture that they paint there. When you say you dreamt and you've seen the devil, that black man with the horn that they painted in the subconscious mind, that's exactly what you see. So all these things that people are saying that they have an experience with God is a psychological problem. It's mental disorder.
Wow. I'm surprised you're saying people who have religious beliefs or they claim to see God and have relationship with God. It's a mental disorder. Isn't mental disorder quite a medical problem?
Well, it's a natural problem. It's a natural problem. We can also affiliate it to a medical problem because indeed we have a lot of mental issues in our human settlement because the mind is still evolving. Mostly I like to talk about mental evolution. We are still maturing mentally to understand the universe better. And so generally, the human mind has not gotten there. Our minds has not gotten there. It's still going through the process of evolution. And life gets better as the mind gets to evolve. The kind of life we are enjoying today, our predecessors couldn't. Some dreamt of it. Some even vowed that we will never get to where we are today. Some were killed because they said, oh, a time is coming where human beings will enjoy this comfort. And those then say, no, it will never happen. But what is it? Today we are here. That is why there is a saying that posterity is the rightful judge. When that time comes, you and I will not be there. But posterity is, hey, Charlie, there are some people who talk about this day. Oh, look at us now. Look at us at this comfort. Look at the gadgets that we are using today. What does it tell you? Take your mind back 200 years ago.
The difficulty I'm having with trying to understand religion as a mental disorder or some of the practices in there is that it is the same religion that lets people do good, like embarking on charities, building schools, building hospitals. So if religion is bad, how come they are doing good stuff?
Okay, these good stuff are humanitarian. It's humanity. It has to do with humanity. Humans are supposed to do good. It's not religion that is compelling you to do good. If you going there to do good is based on religious teaching, then your humanity, there's a question mark on your humanity. Are you getting it right? And so religion does not make anybody to do good, but humanity compels us to do good. So it's a humanitarian services that they are rendering, not religious services. No. And these services that they are rendering, they render it to who? To animals? No, to fellow humans. They render it to fellow humans. And at the end of the day, it benefits them as well, benefits all of us as them. So we render humanitarian services to each other, not religious services.
In your interview with Paran,
Okay.
you painted religion in Africa as a business venture.
Yeah.
That is only for the benefit of those in charge.
Yeah.
But how true is that? What proof do you have that religion is a business venture?
Proof. Well, I've been religious you and I can testify to the religious systems that we lived in. And for me, I even see the Ghana economy as a religious economy. We run on a religious economy.
Really?
Yes, we run on a religious economy. And then look at how people are rushing into religion. People are building churches all around, trying all their best to be successful through religion. That alone should tell you that religion is business. The fastest growing business in Africa now is to venture into religion. And you see, the mind and the ground has already been prepared. And so for such, they go into it and you hear people say, oh, we are supposed to benefit from what we do. And so you see people by the roadside preaching and their collection bowls are bigger than their Bibles. And their collection bowls are bigger than the Bible. You see the mega churches that we build is like putting up what we used to real animals. And then you put in people, they reel them and you slaughter them every occasion for your sweet delicacies. And people are there thinking that, and they promise you heaven, hope that will never come. So just keep giving. And within a short time, the leader of that church or that group has become so rich. So rich. Some are in private jets now, in own estate and other things. But what happened to the ordinary church member? The ordinary member, what happened to that person?
But some of these leaders work, they have genuine work that they do. Some are doctors, some are engineers. So isn't it from their personal work that they are making a living?
No, it's not from their personal work. Just imagine that you have a population of maybe 100 people and everybody is bringing you maybe 10 cedis as a tithe. And that tithe belongs to God. It goes straight to God, not to you. You made me believe that tithe is going to God, and it is a constant flow of cash. It's a constant flow of cash that they are bringing it. I know that if I don't bring it, Charlie, I'm not going to heaven. It's a psychological damage. Okay? And so they are robbing the people psychologically. This is not on a gun point, on a religious point, robbing the people. Tell them, bring this amount of money every month or every week, and it guarantees you to heaven. It guarantees you to heaven. And who doesn't want to go to heaven? Hey, everybody wants to go and walk on a street of gold and talk with God where there's no pain and there's no sorrow. Everybody wants to go there. So if tithe will take me there, why not pay my tithe? So people even return the tithe, and when you want to raise question marks, say, it's between the pastor and God. For me, I've returned it. It's between the pastor and God. For me, I've done my part. And the pastor is chilling. Their children are chilling. When they get sick, they travel outside the country and go and attend to themselves and come. Everything is going well. When the religious leaders need money, they put bowl down. When the common church member needs money, say, go and pray. Let's pray. Oh, Father in heaven, why didn't the pastor pray? You see, all these things are religious manipulations, and we need to speak against it for people to be awake, to understand themselves, and for us to stop wasting time.
You've been mentioning critical thinking. What is that critical thinking? How should people get to that point of critical thinking?
Okay, people definitely will not be happy because the things that I say, I call them the bitter truth. I keep saying that we cry for truth, but we hate the truth. And then these sayings are to build us and to make us better. Religion is human inventions. Humans have invented a lot of things. Some have expired. Some have been amended. Religion is supposed to be among the things that human invented and should have expired by now. It has expired for some people. That's why they prioritize scientific knowledge. Now it's science and technology. You can't take it away. Critical thinking is thinking beyond what is written or said. You see, we came to meet concepts that are far older than us. But we are supposed to think beyond this concept for us to be able to come out with new philosophies, new ideas to push for better things that will go to our own benefit, not for any other things. Whatever we do as human beings, we are the beneficiaries. We are the number one beneficiaries of our own inventions. Are you getting me? So critical thinking is thinking beyond the status quo. Question the status quo. Question everything. Think, feel free and think. There shouldn't be any limitation on the mind. Oh, you don't have to ask this question. You don't have to think this way. This is how we came to meet it. These things shut the mind down. And that's what religion is good at. And so we need to encourage critical thinking. And as I said, critical thinking is a reasoning beyond what is written and what is said. And the things that are written, the ones that are holding us, his religious textbooks, people want you to repeat everything. Thou say yes, thou say yes. What you are saying is good, but what is your proof? And they are expecting you to quote Genesis chapter, Matthew chapter, or Quran. Once you are not quoting Bible and you are not quoting Quran or any other religious book, then it means that you are speaking nonsense. That is what some of us call weak mindset. Weak mindset. But to have that strong mindset and to be a critical thinker, you need to reason beyond what is written and what is said. To be able to come out with philosophies and ideas that will aid human advancement. Not selfish advancement, but human advancement. Because at the end of the day, we are looking at the unification of the human race. That's what we are looking at. All the concepts that have come, that we came to meet, has already put us in clans, in tribes, in race. Okay, where we are getting to now, we are getting to an era where we are pushing for the unification of the human race. Because the universe is one with different fragments. This is where we are. Earth belongs to us. And the human race is only one. So why should we entertain those divisions? It is killing us. And we can't keep killing ourselves and then be looking to a savior to come and save us whilst we are the one killing ourselves. So we have to move to that era where we start pushing for the unification of the human race. And anybody who is seeking for the unification of the human race and you can't speak against religion, then forget it.
Every time you speak, you are talking about patriotism, critical thinking, and humanity, or humanism.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you're a humanist.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be a humanist? When you say you're a humanist, what does it really mean?
To regard every human being as your fellow without allowing any philosophy to come between you and the person. Humanity comes first. It's about prioritizing humanity over every philosophy. Until we get there, then there is a question mark on our humanity. So to be called human being means that you accept that everybody that looks like you, not thinks like you. As I look at you, you look like me. You have head, eyes, nose, mouth, everything. I don't care what is in your mind. You look like me. So I should accept you first before your philosophy. Do you get me? I should accept your personality. You are my fellow human being. What is in your mind? I don't care. I don't care.
What if I'm about to harm you? Don't you care about what is in my mind?
If you are about to harm me,
yes,
then I realize that you have a mental problem. So I need to work on your psyche.
Mental disorder.
That's the mental disorder. If you are not seeing me as I am seeing you, then you have a mental problem that we need to work on you. That's why I'm of the view that, you see, even though science and technology is the way, even with science, it lacks humanity. If there is humanity in science, you see, all the guns that we are manufacturing, we are supposed to do the bullet such a way that it won't kill you, but it will let you sleep. And so that when we catch you, we work on you. You are coming to rob me. Is that not so? I shoot you because you are coming to rob me. But I'm not killing you. I just shoot you so that you will be drowned, we arrest you. And then we psychologically decode you because you are suffering from mental disorder. And the mind needs to be worked on. You get me right? That is where we need to get to. That's what humanity is all about. Let's learn how to protect ourselves reasonably. And then naturally we will die and pave way to another generation, all set of new group of people with new thinking. You get it? And so we should be able to accept our humanity before our philosophy. That's what it means to be human.
You've also mentioned that money is something that distorts humanity to some extent, that if you really want to move forward, you should put money aside and consider humanity first. But won't you say that is more like a dysfunctional utopia sort of mindset, just like apocalyptic preachers will do? Forget about worldly stuff, forget about money, forget about everything. Isn't it the same thing that you're preaching if you say that, oh, let's put money aside? Don't we need money?
We need money, but who created money? It's human beings that created money. So all that I'm saying, let's prioritize humanity over money. Let's prioritize humanity over money. Once we are able to achieve or get to that understanding, then we will see the real value of money. But when we are valuing money over humanity, that is why we go killing each other because of money. That is why we are not sincere to ourselves. That is why we are suffering, all because we have prioritized material things over our humanity. And so people don't care whatever they do to get money. Even if I have to kill you for money, I will do it. Even if I have to be unfaithful to you, trick you, do whatever, all that is needed is the money. If we go with this mindset, we won't get to where we want to get to. But if we prioritize humanity, and we know that creating a conducive environment for ourselves, cherishing ourselves, and placing dignity on ourselves, then we can see the true value of money. Because at the end of the day, we invented money. So why should something that we have invented now come to rule us? So as a matter of fact, for some of us, we think that the God that human beings claim they are worshiping is a money God. They are just worshiping money. It's a money God that they are worshiping. But when we begin to value our humanity over material things, then we will see the true value of these material things, which is nothing. At the end of the day, we will die and leave them or will them to posterity. So the most important thing is our humanity. So some of us, and I keep saying, had it not been that I got married years ago and have family before I started this campaign, I would have sold every little property that I've made and just going talking to people, because we realize that we are lost. We are just journeying on the wrong path. It gives me sleepless nights. It gives me sleepless nights. And the things that we are fighting over, we are leaving them behind. We are dying. And instead of us to engage in collective reasoning, place value on our humanity, and build a better future for posterity, because every generation are supposed to live for the next generation. We are not living for ourselves. We live for the next generation. You see, the struggles and the agonies that we are going through currently, it is because our predecessors couldn't lay the right systems for us. So if posterity will suffer, it depends on what we are doing now. But if we keep fighting ourselves based on material things instead of valuing our humanity and build a better system for posterity, what are we doing to ourselves? So for some of us, we have gone beyond that materialistic ideology. Had it not been that, my brother, I will never speak against religion. I will never speak against religion if I have not put aside materialism. Because the fastest way, I tested it when I started. I said, my first walk to Kumasi, I have Christian friends, church members who supported me, people who donated freely. But because you are now speaking against religion, people shun away from you. People begin to tag you. People begin to call you all kinds of names just because you are speaking against religion. Who want to go through that pain? If you are not really committed to what you are doing, who really want to go through that pain? But look, we are not looking at now, but deep into the future. We are hopeful that things will change. But some of us must sacrifice. Just as some of our predecessors, like when we are talking about Ghana, we mentioned Nkrumah, Beho, and the Asante and who stood for something, and today we are proud of them. Some of us must also stand for something today. Posterity will come and judge that what we stood for, whether we were wrong or not, they will come and judge. Definitely they will come and judge. So we are not worried about what people think, what the attacks that are coming, the insults that are coming, the curses that are coming. People curse you. Last week, a pastor cursed me. Funny enough, these are people that knows you, or they have one way or the other have a link with you. They are the most dangerous people. We attended the same school, and so I've been worrying on the school platform as well. So I think he brought all that hatred, came to Facebook, cursed me and cursed my generation. I said, look at this weak mind. Because some of us, what we are now, we are not afraid of death. Because whether we like it or not, we will die. But we are hopeful that 5,000 years to come, this earth, that they say Jesus is coming to destroy, we know that this earth will remain till. So whatever we spit, we are not spitting it for this generation, we are spitting it for posterity. They will come and judge.
Other people like you, other patriots or humanists or critical thinkers like yourself, do you know any person like that, or you are just alone in your struggle?
Well, there are critical thinkers in our society. I have met a couple of them. Some are in Nigeria, some are here. Dr. Twinibua, who is a lecturer in Cape Coast University. I have most of my professors in the system who are critical thinkers, who are pure humanists. Very soon, we'll see all of them. And there are some too who are in the system because they just don't want to be attacked. They are laying low, but we are encouraging them. There are many, we are not alone, not at all. Even from the day that I had this vision, I had the insight that you are not alone. There are many of you out there. Some are discouraged. Dress this way. Why you dress this way? Is Ghana playing football? No. You begin to speak. Oh, okay. Then you gather such minds. So we have not started anything yet. This is just a feasibility study. We are only testing the waters. Want to see if the message of patriotism and humanity makes sense. And I can tell you for the past 8 years, all the campaigns that we have done have proven that the solution is indeed the systematic universal patriotism centered on humanity. Because I have never seen anybody question the patriotism message, the humanity message. But their only problem is the religious attack. Some will go like, oh, Ghana man, this message is perfect. If you can only take away the God factor, and we would have given ourselves, what are you doing? You started well. I have some pastors friends who will say, initially we're sharing your code. Wonderful code, superb code. As soon as we see it every morning we share, but now we cannot share your messages anymore. Why can't you go back to those days?
Before I come to some of the campaigns you have embarked on, what do you make of the current interview with Miss Bell's son, Okomfo Black, where he, a 10-year-old, boldly and confidently expresses his lack of belief in the classical God. And people are coming at him and saying that, oh, he's young, he will grow and get over it, let's allow him, he doesn't know what he's saying. And looking at how he spoke, it looks like his message or his understanding falls in line with some parts of what you also talk about. So what do you make of such a young gentleman speaking like that?
You see, it gives me joy. Let me use this religious term. The fastest prophecy that I've been fulfilled to be my prophecy. Because it wasn't long ago, Paran Mock News granted an interview with me about 4-5 months ago or so. And I said, I am hopeful in the younger generation. And I even told him you should listen to keys. If you are dealing with keys, listen to the kind of question they ask. That should tell you that there's hope for tomorrow. So when I woke up last week and I saw that interview, I was like, wow, this is what we are talking about now. I am proud. I have 6 keys. And there's one thing that I've decided not to do. I don't want to trouble them with the concept. I want them to grow to a certain level. But when I watched that boy, I was like, Miss Bill, you have done well. I failed. I should have started doing that. Why should I even say, let me watch my children grow to a certain level? I see my children, they are intelligent. They ask me intelligent questions. I'm only giving them time. I just want them to grow so that they can challenge me. When I tell them there's no God, I want them to challenge me. Personally, my nature, I love debate. I don't like to impose things on you. I want to engage you. The more we engage and you are mad, you are learning. That's what I believe in. I don't want to talk, then you hear, okay, it's good. I don't like that. So this is my decision. I decided to watch my children grow to the extent that they can challenge me. Then I will start teaching them. But to see that 10-year boy with that confidence, the flexibility of saying, that God would have been eating somewhere, that God was so mad. I was like, wow. And so it makes me happy because that's what we are talking about. It's not only that the boy is rejecting the concept of God, but he has fully embraced technology. And he knows much about technology. That is it. And that is what we want the African mind to get to. And so it gives me joy. I wish that boy is my son. Even though I have 3 sons as well, but I wish that boy is my son. It gives me so much joy.
Interesting. So let's finally talk about some of the campaigns you have embarked on and some of the things that you've achieved. You mentioned you walked from Accra to
Kumasi and then Accra to home. We did the Accra to Kumasi. That was 2019. that we did Accra to Kumasi. Let me say thank you to all those and the team that were involved, especially Ghana Police, who gave us wonderful escort. We went safely. We spent 7 days on the way. We started from Osu, Dankwa. We rest at Nsawam. We had a campaign there. We slept over. From Nsawam, we moved to Nsuhum. We had a campaign there. We slept over. From Suhum, we moved to Enyinem. It was terrible. We were beaten by the rain. We had a campaign. We slept over. From Enyinem to Nkoko was another journey. From Nkoko to Konongo. From Konongo to Ejiso. And then from Jisu to Menchia, Kumasi. And it was wonderful. And then 2019, we had similar campaign from Accra to Ho. That one we started from Medina, Yibi, Dodua, Somanya, Dumasi Krobo, Adomi, Senche. Then to Asikuma Junction, to Chito. Then from Chito to Sokode. Then from Sokode to Ho. It was massive.
What do you talk about on your campaigns? What is the purpose of the campaign? What are you going to talk about?
That's good. During my campaigns, I don't touch on religion. Normally, I talk about religion when you want to know my view, my personal view, which I am so confident to share. When I go out there, it's all about the patriotism. So I tell Ghanaians that let's put aside our tribal differences, religious differences, political differences, and put the subject matter of patriotism ahead. Let's embrace our differences. Let's look into our eyes and say we are one people. It is enough to be Ghanaians than to say I'm an Ewe, I'm an Achim, I'm a Gan, and all those things, NDC, NPP, all those things are delaying our progress. So that's the message I carry across. Let's be patriotic. Let's love ourselves. Let's embrace ourselves. Let's engage in collective reasoning to build a wonderful nation for ourselves. That's the message. And everybody love it.
If someone is touched by your message of patriotism and wants to support you or wants to bring some ideas on board, how do they get in touch with you?
I have a WhatsApp platform. I also have a website. I'm also active on social media. I go by the name Ghana Man. Anybody that wants to support, the person is invited on board. I hate the word support. I want people who come, let's collaborate and do the work. We are collaborating and doing it. I feel that this work is not to enrich myself. I'm a sincere campaigner who doesn't value material things. I am somebody who is willing to sell my own little properties and walk barefooted till I die. Wherever I die, they bury me there. Even if they don't bury me, they should allow me there to rot. That is where my mind has gotten to. And so I am looking for people, equal minds, who can sacrifice for humanity so that together we do the work. It's not as if, oh, you are bringing me money, I'm satisfied, I'm okay, maybe riding in a comfortable... No. Come, let's fight for humanity. Because whether we make it rich or poor, we are dying so soon. 100 years to come, majority of those listening to this interview will be no more. So what are we fighting for? But we need to build a better future for posterity. So everybody is welcome. I go by the name Ghana Man, and then on Facebook, on Twitter, then my Instagram as well. I'm not on Twitter, it's Facebook, Instagram, and then on TikTok. I go by the name Boss Sikaman. Even though I am not active there, I am more active on Facebook because I love writing. Most of the things I should be doing it in video. People like watching videos these days. I just take delight in the campaign. But the things that will bring the money, you need the money to do the work. So people are invited to come on board so that we work together. It's for humanity. It's for the nation. It's for all of us. And then the most safest place to live is living in a patriotic environment where systems are in place and everything is working on point. And that is the most safest place to live. So people from all walks, bring your resources together. Let us work together. Bring the money because we need the money to work with. Funny enough, the way I looked, so people normally tag me with politics.
Okay.
People don't understand that the system is hard and this guy is dressed this way, so proud of Ghana. Then it means that the president has filled his car boot with money, so he has no problem with money. So the people who are supposed to help me are demanding from me. Ghana Man, give us something where you don't have problem. You and the government is working. Once I have no affiliation with any political party, they don't even mind you. They don't mind you. The car, I fuel my car, go up and down, playing patriotic music. Everything from my pocket. And people who are supposed to help are rather demanding from you, because that mindset, they think I have no problem, I'm working with the government and government is giving me whatever I want. But no. It's very funny. I've walked to Kumasi and come. No government have really invited you. That why did you want? They watch it all, they see it all. I said, this country, there's no patriotism. I'm telling you. Elsewhere, you've walked from here to Kumasi, a family man who has his own business, drop all this and walk preaching a message. Somewhere else, the president would have invited you. One of my interview, I was asked, Ghana man, have you met the president? I said, no. They said, why? I said, why should I go and meet? You should call me. He said, you should go. I said, go what? He's my father. The president is supposed to call me. Why should I go to the president? You, and the person is saying, maybe you have not seen you walking from here to Kumasi. I say, if the president tells me that he has not seen or heard that his son, a loving citizen, walk because of patriotism to Kumasi, then the person is not a president. No. Then no. You can't tell me that.
We didn't hear it on the news outlet, so maybe we are not.
TV3 covered it. TV3, big ups to TV3. All my campaigns, every record of me, when you go to the TV3 archives, they are there. GTV Sport, they covered it. GTV, they were with me. GTV Sport, thank you very much. TV3, thank you. Pan-African TV, thank you. Ghana Times, thank you. They covered it. What else again? Even TV3 alone covered it. Is it not enough? No government official invite you to listen to the message that you are preaching. No, nobody. When you meet them, they give you nice promises. Oh, this message is good. We'll see how we can. You see, it is only when, if I'm materialistic and I want to be rich out of this campaign, then I'll fight my way through, because this message, nobody will reject this message. Then I'll be fighting my way, beating protocols to meet this person. This message is for all of us, because we've all been looking for solutions. And also, it's like, oh, the partisan politics is too much. How can we do? We are trying, but things are not working. And then somebody is coming and saying that let's pay attention to patriotism, humanity, and we'll be fine. Now, must this person be begging and be knocking on doors to see whoever? No. If only we are sincere. You get it? So funny enough, I'm not getting any support from any government umbrella, but I will say thank you to the police institution who has been giving me protection, and I don't pay any dime. And so let me say I'm doing this work with the police. Let me put it this way. The police administration has been so good. I don't pay any dime, and they give me all the escort and the protection for the work that I'm doing. But then the reason why I have also not stepped out to go and look for sponsorship is that when I had a dream, I wasn't so sure myself. Patriotism is not something I have learned in school. I've seen an anthill concept. Anthill. We've all grown seeing anthill. What does it mean? And you woke up in a dream one day, just because you had a dream, you go telling people that are giving money to go and do anthill projects, they will not buy into it. So what I decided to do is that invest your own energy and resource to understand the vision. And then when you understand it, you can go out there now and seek for sponsorship. So this is what I've done all these years. Now that I have understood, now that I am so much deep into this, you can't convince me. I'm so much deep, and I can stand on every platform and put my head down and say, catch me, this is the solution, this is the way. Every platform I can stand and say, this is the way. Now I have the confidence. I have understood the vision more. And so very soon you see me in your institution. Very soon I will be working to the various government umbrellas, because it's not something I want to do alone. I'll be partnering with NCCE. 2020, myself, my team, my foundation partner with NCCE, and we did some peace campaign. At the time that there was a ban at Odododio because of this NDC-NPP clash, my foundation was allowed to go and do peace campaign at Odododio. And that alone is an honor. And I did that with NCCE. And so I'm hoping to partner with NCCE. They are the right people to partner with to do this work, because I know that NCCE have offices in all the region, even though they are lacking some tools to work with. But as we put our heads together and we push, we'll let the government understand that if there is somewhere you need to put resources, it's NCCE, because they need to be educating the people, for people to understand what it means to be a citizen. And when people understand that, it makes the work of the government easy. When people understand who they are, it makes the work of the government easy. So very soon, we'll be coming to the people, we'll go to the government, present proposal to them, go to TV stations, and then work with them. And because this program, we need to have a program running on TV. and we are working towards that. So all the years, it was a feasibility study. All the years. For some time now, almost about a year now, I am only granting interview. I've been interviewed, but I have not embarked on any assignment yet. But we have pending works, like we're working from here to Cape Coast, from here to Takwa. All these ones are pending ones. Yeah, a lot of projects are pending.
It's been refreshing talking to you. It's as if I've had double breakfast today hearing your message. It's something laudable, I think, because everybody wants to have a comfortable life, a comfortable world. What you are talking about sounds good. It really sounds good. So I wish you all the best in your campaign, and I hope and wish that you continue doing the best that you can and you get the strength that you need to fulfill this, because I can say it's not something easy that will come on a silver platter. So kudos to you, kudos to your team, and hopefully we would see a better Ghana and a better Africa soon. It's been a pleasure having you on Peter's Box. I really thank you for granting me this time and this wonderful reception that you've given me as well. Thank you so much, Ghana man.
Thank you so much, my Ghanaian brother. It is always joy to meet my fellow human beings. And thank you for your good wishes. And I also plead with you to come on board. We cannot do it all by ourselves. We need people. And as a humanist who believes that knowledge does not rest in one man's head, we need everybody on board. And so this shouldn't be the first and the last. You are also welcome on board. Ideas are welcome. It's just sad that sometimes when you are out there saying some of these things, people think that you have made yourself that you have all the knowledge in this world. No, it's not so. Ghana man knows nothing. I am only confident and overconfident of what I am propagating. So it's not as if I have all the knowledge. And so I welcome you on board and welcome all our viewers on board. And we are hoping that soon and very soon, this nation of ours will be great. This continent of ours will be great. And this universal world of ours will be great. Let each and everybody do the little that they can do, because they say charity begins at home. And so, coloring myself with red, gold, and green does not make Ghana better than Togo, does not make Ghana better than any country, but it is only motivating fellow Ghanaians to put themselves together and make Ghana conducive, so that anybody who travels from any part of this world comes to Ghana, that person will feel humane. The environment will be conducive for that person, whilst they are also doing similar things wherever they want, so that when we also have the opportunity to travel there, the environment will be superb. That's all we are fighting for. Thank you. Okay, so you can engage with Ghana man, Mr. Selassie Abitin Nelson. The hidden name. You can engage with him on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on his website. So you find that on the screens and get in touch with him, and let's make Ghana a better place.
Peter's Box. Life is for the living.